Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. My name is Yip and this is Sophie. I'll be guiding you through today's sequence, which is the Yin sequence. We'll be starting by laying down on our backs, so you can find your way there. You can either close or open your eyes, whatever feels more comfortable to you. If your mind is a bit busy, then maybe closing the eyes isn't feeling as peaceful as you want. So you can find a point to look at, maybe on your ceiling, and just keep the eyes open. Alternatively, you can close the eyes, of course. So wherever you are, start to do a little body scan. See how your body is feeling today. Breathing in and out, slowly and gently. And see if without judgment you can start to investigate how you're feeling. Energetic, tired, joyous, sad, stressed, happy. So when you do this, see if you can release the judgment around it, so it's neither good or bad. And just keep calming down your breath. And start to become aware of the rising and falling of your stomach. So as this is a Yin class, we'll be holding postures for longer periods of time. I'll be looking after time for you today. I'm going to invite you to be mindful when you move into a posture, to find your appropriate depth and to find stillness. So when you're finding your appropriate depth, that might mean that you don't go into the posture to the deepest of your ability, but you find a depth in which you can find stillness, so no wiggling and moving in and out. And of course, it's important that when you feel pain, that you back out of a posture. We're looking for our edge, but we're not looking to be in pain. And as I'm not there with you physically, you have to be very careful with this yourself. So please pay close attention to that. Sorry, a bit of a tongue twister. Still focusing your breath. Giving yourself permission to be in this moment and to slowly start to release all your thoughts that might be pulling you away into the past or the future. Just trying to stay present. And every time when you wander off that path, just bring your awareness back. That's how you train it. It's not expected that you can do it all like this. All of a sudden, you're continuously aware for 60 minutes. But what we're doing is we're bringing back the awareness every single time. Few more breaths here. So today we'll be focusing on mindfulness and sort of the three qualities of mindfulness that I wanted to read to you are intention to cultivate awareness, attention to what is occurring in the present moment, and an attitude that is non-judgmental but curious and kind. So when we move through our practice, this is what we'll be focusing on. being present, being kind, and using our attention to create more awareness. So with that in mind, bend both your knees and place your feet down on the mat. We're going to stretch our left leg up towards the sky, and then our right. Great. And you can have a little wiggle with pointing and flexing your feet. If you have some cracks, body waking up. Nice. And then when you're ready, you are going to place your right ankle on top of the left thigh. So you're going to make a number 4. And your knee is going to come out towards the front of the room, so it's nice and straight. Be gentle here with the knees. You can then bend your left knee again. And then you're going to thread your hands through the needle, through the eye of the needle. And you're going to hold on either to the back of your thigh or on top of your knee. So see what feels comfortable to you. You then come up for a moment, the chin moves towards the chest, and then you lower yourself all the way down. The neck is nice and long. Breathe in deeply. Exhale deeply. And on every exhale, maybe your knee moves a little bit closer towards the chest. See if you can really make your spine nice and flat. So the lower back is moving towards the floor if it isn't on the floor. And if it is on the floor, make sure that you keep pushing your lower spine down towards the mat. Really feeling that long spine all the way from the tailbone to the top of the head. Keep your awareness to your breath. The shin is gently moving towards your chest. Make sure that you find stillness and that you're not forcefully pulling yourself too hard. Let gravity do that work for you. So with mindfulness, we're actually not trying to steer away from everything, but we're really inquisitive and inviting everything into our experience. So what is it that you're feeling right now? And see if you can zoom in on the sensations of, for instance, your spine on the mat or your knee bending with your hands just below it. And really feel your hands touching your skin or the fabric of whatever it is that you're wearing. Maybe feel the back of your head touching the mat. Or maybe you can hear a sound in your room or through the window outside. Really start to listen and feel to all these little details. And all the while you do this, you keep breathing in and out calmly and gently. We're almost there for this side. Gently release your hands. Place your left foot down on the mat and release your right. You can either choose to do some windshield wipers, so letting your knees drop towards the floor, left and right, or you can straight away stretch your legs out and come into Shavasana. So see if you want to find some movement like Sophie is doing, or whether you want to straighten out the legs. Bringing our awareness to the bodily sensations. And I'm going to keep repeating that because that's what we're trying to do here. Really create that deep connection with the body and the sensations right now. And be mindful about this. So allowing those thoughts about that in. However, if the mind starts to wander with thoughts about your day or your week or any other stuff, see if you can just bring it back and focus for a few moments on your breath. So maybe your mind has wandered now and you're thinking about your grocery list or something fun that you'll be doing later. Hey, that's okay. You became aware of it. And then you focus on your inhale, rising of the body, exhale, releasing everything. You can even use the words inhale and exhale to bring you back. So we're going to bend the knees. Take the right leg up towards the sky. Take the left leg up towards the sky. Point and flex your feet a few more times. Maybe it feels very different than the previous time you did it. Maybe a bit more openness on one side already. And then bend your, we're going to place the left ankle on top of the right leg. So it's going to be somewhere around the thigh. Make sure that you're careful with your knee. See how that feels. And then the knee is moving a little bit towards the front of your mat. So the leg is parallel to the front of the mat. Then you bend your right knee and you thread through the eye of the needle, grabbing either on top of the knee or behind you on the thigh. See what feels more comfortable. Lifting up for a moment and then moving the chin towards the chest, rounding and then coming all the way down. Chin stays close to the chest so the back of the spine is nice and long. Again, having that gentle pull, but no forcing. Seeing again if you can move your lower back towards the mat. So even if it's on the mat, you're still making that movement. So you're still pushing the buttocks into the mat. And if you're not there, you're there in your mind's eye. It's not so much about the achievement of touching the mat. It's about the feeling of that movement in your body, of the stretching in your body. And maybe one day you'll touch the mat and maybe you'll never will. It's not so much about that. Yoga asana, so the physical practice of yoga, is only one aspect of what yoga is. So we shouldn't get too hung up on that physical appearance of flexibility or strength. Yes, it's good that we do the physical practice and that we try and keep our bodies healthy or make them healthy again. However, the physical part is not all there is. So I invite you to, when you step off your mat, practice yoga in other ways too, you know. There's 8 limbs, and there's lots more to discover than just practicing on a piece of rubber. Not diminishing the fact that movement is obviously very good for you. So how are you doing? How's your mind? Has it wandered? How's your breath? Are you feeling into the body? How does it feel in your shoulders, in your chest? How does it feel in your left elbow? How does it feel in your right pinky toe? How do the soles of your feet feel? And the backs of your calves? Shoulders are relaxed. You're not pulling too hard. We're almost there. Deepening the inhale and the exhale. Really sort of a meditative state that we're trying to achieve during this class, during the postures. Gently release your hands, placing your right foot back down on the mat, and then your left. Either straightening out the legs straight away, coming into a short shavasana, or dropping the knees towards the floor, first to the left, then to the right. Windshield wiping. A little movement. Beautiful. Straighten out the legs when you're ready. Let's all take a moment of rest. Stressing the body and then giving it permission to rest. I talk about this more often in Yin classes. So we're going to come into a half moon pose, which means that we're going to walk our feet all the way over towards the left side of the mat. So the spine is going to stay in the middle, and then your feet are going to walk over towards the left. Now, if your shoulders allow for it, you can take your hands overhead and then gently move towards the left. So you look a little bit like a banana. Making sure that the buttocks stay on the floor, the shoulders are nice and relaxed. So if this gives you a tingling sensation or feels uncomfortable in the shoulders, you can just take the hands by the side of your body and just walk the feet over. You can, like Sophie is doing, cross one foot on top of the other. Feeling a nice opening, hopefully, on the whole right side of your body. So all the way from your pinky toe to your pinky finger. So follow that line all the way from the sole of your foot, traveling up the calf, the knee, the thigh, your hip, the side of your abdomen, your oblique, in between your rib cage, opening that space up, armpit, arm, elbow, lower arm in your hand. Feel yet that whole side of your body and breathe into it. So today we're working mainly with the gallbladder meridian, which is related to spring. So hopefully this is a suitable period that you're watching this video. And the gallbladder, so in traditional Chinese medicine, they work with meridians. So that's also what they do with acupuncture. And meridians are like energy channels running through the body, through which the life force, the chi, or in yoga, prana, runs. And it's believed that the organs of the body don't only affect our body, but also our emotional, mental, and spiritual state of being. So by working with these meridians in, for instance, our yoga practice, or like I said, in acupuncture, you can not only alter the bodily functions, but also your emotional, mental, or spiritual state. And the gallbladder is the wood element, and it's very much related to decision making, evaluating, and providing you with wise judgment. So the gallbladder is sort of the general of all the other organs. So it's very much about the decision making and having wise judgment. So whether it's about some super small decision in your life or the more intentional, conscious or unconscious bigger decisions, it's very much related to the gallbladder. You can gently release your hands down and walk yourself back to the center. Pausing in the middle for a moment. And then we'll walk over to the other side. So the feet are moving towards the right. And maybe that's enough. Maybe you're staying there. So you can just feel the stretch in that way. Maybe place your one foot on top. Or alternatively, your hands start to move up, stretching them out overhead, and then gently wiggling your shoulders towards the right as well. And this time you're opening the left side of the body. Breathing in deeply into the left side. And we'll do the same on this side. So let's start at the pinky toe of the left foot. And really bring your awareness to that. So maybe you can feel a slight tingling sensation. Maybe you don't feel anything at all. Don't worry about that. And then gently, you're starting to work your way up. So you feel the left ankle, then the left side of the calf, then the knee and your thigh. And then you feel your left hip all the way opening up. Feel your left oblique stretching and opening. And all the space between the rib cage slowly stretching, opening more. Feel the armpit and the shoulder. Your upper arm, elbow, lower arm, and your left hand. Wonderful. Keep breathing. Remember, if the mind wanders, bring it back with your breath. Inhale and exhale. The mind is doing exactly what it's designed to do, so don't get angry with it. Remember, being curious and being kind with our mindfulness. So rather than freaking out or getting super upset with something that has already happened, your mind has already wandered, be kind and think, wow, I found the awareness, I realized that my mind wandered, and now I'm bringing it back to my breath or to the body sensations. Gently start to walk yourself back to the middle, so the arms release down, shoulders come to the center, and the feet come to the center. Little pause in Shavasana. And then when you're ready, meet me on all fours. So the hands, wrists are below the shoulders. The knees are below the hips. We're going to curl the back toes. Lift our knees, push our buttocks towards the heels, and then when you can't go any further, straighten out the legs and walk out your feet, coming into a down dog. Just gonna make the transition from this a lot easier. Making sure 10 fingers are connected to the mat, palms are pushing into the mat, arms are straight, inner elbows rotate forward, and the spine is nice and long. Inhale, lift the right leg high towards the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to nose, push the floor away, and then move your left foot towards your move your right foot towards the left wrist, and then when you find your natural rotation, lower down, moving into pigeon. Sleeping swan in yin. If your hip is way up high, place a brick below it, or a pillow or a blanket, making sure that the right buttocks is moving towards the floor, but the left hip is also not rotating upwards, so both are square. Maybe today you want to stay here. Remember finding your appropriate depth, or alternatively, you're walking forward, finding your way onto your forearms. If you want to move in further, you can rest with your forehead on your hands. If this is a very uncomfortable posture for you, you can come back onto your onto the back, and we're going to move back into thread the needle. However, this time, see in thread the needle if you can keep your legs straight. So you're going to lift up the left leg up towards the sky, place your leg, your right ankle on top of your left thigh, and just hold on at the back. So this time, a little bit different. The knee is pushing out towards the front of the mat, and you're moving slowly your straight leg towards you, and the shin is moving towards your chest. So that's if sleeping swan isn't within your range right now. Breathing, working with the hips. Keep yourself calm. A lot can happen. So with the mindfulness, we are trying to bring attention to what is occurring in the present moment by simply observing our thoughts, feelings, sensations as they arise. So sleeping swan is a good moment to do that. What is occurring in the present moment? Simply observing thoughts, feelings, and sensations. So rather than being your thoughts, if that makes sense, you're observing your thoughts. So you almost become like a helicopter looking at all the thoughts that are passing through your mind. Another way to visualize this is you sit behind the waterfall being your thoughts all falling down, and you just sit behind it. If it doesn't click straight away, don't worry. Sometimes things resonate instantly, and sometimes it takes a moment. So becoming the observer. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? So instead of running away with the thought, so for instance, your thought was, what are you going to do later? So don't follow the thought in actually thinking about what you're going to do, but just become aware. Hey, I was thinking this or I was thinking that. I'm feeling this or I'm experiencing that. Focusing on your breath when you start to wander. Every time, just bringing it back. The body slowly opening itself up. So maybe you're already starting to move in a little bit deeper. We won't be here for much longer. And every exhale you get a little bit heavier. Slowly, slowly, placing your palms back onto the mat, walking yourself back up, curling the toes of your left foot under, lift up the knee, start to lift up the hips, and then step back with the right foot into down dog. You can either lift it up towards the sky and shake it out, or you leave them both on the mat and you're just walking your dog. Feeling the difference from the left and the right side. So basically you're creating a tourniquet when you're a sleeping swan, so you can feel that blood flow rushing through the right leg. Enjoying hopefully that feeling. If you are on your back, just lay in Shavasana. Inhale, lift up the left leg high towards the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose, push the floor away. Move your left foot towards the right wrist. See where it goes in terms of natural rotation. So don't push your leg beyond where it can go. Lowering down. Placing a block beneath the left hip, or pillow or blanket, anything that you have close by. Stack of books. Making sure that the right hip is also still moving down towards the floor. So it's not rotating up, it's moving down. See how you're feeling on this side. Maybe this side you feel slightly different and you're like, nope, I'm gonna grab my bricks and I'm just gonna stay way up here. Alternatively, you're starting to move, lowering yourself onto your forearms, or coming all the way down, seeing where you are. So we're making sure that the right hip point is also moving towards the floor. See what that does when you're moving that right hip point towards the floor. Do you feel that in the left side of your body as well? So what happens when we're being present? There's a beautiful book written called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle that you can read, where he goes into real depth about this. And really what we're doing is we're not focusing on the past, we're not getting anxious about the future, but we become hyper vigilant about where we are right now. And most of the problems that we experience don't exist in the now. Because if a problem is existing in the now, then we can often solve it. Not necessarily talking about big world problems, of course, that's a different matter. And we should definitely be conscious about those too. But I'm talking about being present in your own life currently. Maybe the body opening up, moving in deeper, possible. Or maybe backing out because you realized, ooh, I went in a little bit too excited and now I'm actually not really feeling that good. So you can move out, back out. What is arising for you in this moment? Can you stay with it? Can you surrender to it? Finding those moments of stillness in which I don't talk, and then seeing what happened. Feeling into your body. Feel the sole of your left foot. Feel your left hip, your right hip, your lower back, your chest, your neck, your legs. Become aware of your body. Gently start to place your hands out in front of you, walking yourself back up, curling the toes of your right foot, picking up the right knee, and then pushing into your hands, taking your left leg behind you, either take it up towards the sky, feel that sensation, blood rushing through your legs, or pedaling out the feet, whatever feels best. Then lowering your knees towards the mat, crossing your feet behind you, and then sitting back. Great. So take your legs out straight. You can place your hands just behind you and give your legs a little shake. Shake it all out. Nice. Make this as big as you want. You're at home, no one can see you. And then coming back, making sure that the spine is nice and straight. Sit up straight. If you want to sit onto something right now, feel free to do so. We're going to bend the right knee and then cross it over, step it over the left leg. If it's possible for you, also bend the left leg. And we're going to come into shoelace. So both knees are bent, both buttocks are on the floor. Beautiful. Spine is nice and straight. If that isn't comfortable for you, keep that left leg straight. Just bend your left knee and the heel is moving towards the hip. If the knee is way up high, see if you can place something in between there, making sure that the knee is supported. So wherever you are, spine is straight. Inhale, lift the arms up, stretch up. Up, up, up. So the ears the shoulders can come up towards the ears. Then we're going to place our left hand down onto the mat, onto the floor. And then we're going to stretch out towards the left. So feeling an opening on that right side of the body. If you want to lower down onto your forearm, that's fine by me. But see, if I do that, my buttocks comes off the floor. So I'm going to stay up onto my hands. So see what happens in your body. You can play around. You can bring it down and you're like, oh yeah, I come off the floor. So you back out a little bit again. You can grab a brick. And you're breathing into the side body. Opening up. Inhale, come to the center. Place your right hand down. The spine is nice and straight. Inhale. And then we're going to twist towards the right. So you can grab your knee with your left hand, but you're not pushing on the knee. So if that's what you're doing, just straighten out the arm and cross it in front of your knee. And then you're twisting towards the right. Ever so gently, your right hand is behind you on the fingertips. And you're looking over towards the right. Maybe gently looking over the right shoulder, but don't force your neck into a crazy twist. It's more about the lower body right now. Breathing. Beautiful. Inhale. And on your exhale, release, coming to the center. Finally, in this position, we're going to fold forward. So we're going to make sure that we are comfortable with both buttocks on the floor. Maybe you just want to grab hold of a brick and you want to place it on top of that right knee and rest your forehead there. And this can already be quite a deep stretch, a lot of sensations. If your knee is hurting in any way, just stay here. Or you can place your hands in front of you on the mat and start to walk forward, making sure that your bum stays connected to the mat. You're rounding through the spine, lowering yourself down slowly. Careful of your knees. Taking your attention inwards, what happens? So I'm focusing my awareness of the connection of my hands onto the mat and my feet onto the floor, the rounding in my spine, the stretching feeling in my hips, the relaxation of my neck, the unclenching of my jaws and relaxing my forehead. And see what feels right for you. And bring your awareness there. Gently walk yourself back up or remove the brick if it was there. Straightening out the left leg, maybe helping your right to step over, straightening that out too, placing hands behind you, straighten the arms, fingers are pointing forwards, shaking out the legs again. So if animals feel stress, they shake. You might have seen a dog shake it off, or a lion. That's how they release stress from their bodies. They don't store it in their body. They shake it off, literally. Okay, pause. Coming back to a straight spine. Bending your left leg and stepping it over the right. And then lowering down the knee. So the foot is out towards the side. You can bend your right leg, sitting back onto both sits bones. The legs are out to the sides. You can move the heels a bit closer to your body. Play around with that. See what feels better for your knees. And then when you're ready, if this is not comfortable for you, keep your right leg straight. And then when you're ready, inhale, the arms come up towards the sky. Stretch yourself all the way up, make yourself long. Maybe the shoulders come all the way up to the ears. And then let your right hand go down towards the floor. And take it over towards the right. So there might be a slight bend in your elbow, but your left sits bone is still moving very much towards the floor. And feeling an opening all the way from the floor to your pinky finger. You can, like Sophie's doing, find that brick and lean on it, as if the floor is closer to you. That's what the bricks are for. Deep breath. Open. Inhale, coming back to the center. Let your left hand come down. So your right hand is either going to be on top of the knee, or straighten it out and just let it be alongside your knee. So you can do either, but if you find yourself putting very much, straighten out the arm and just cross it just behind your knee. Walk your left hand gently behind you onto the fingertips. Inhale and then twist towards the left. Looking over your left shoulder gently, but don't jam your neck. Twisting the body. Inhale, and on your exhale, coming back to the center. So we're gonna move forward again here as well. You can either stay up here if you felt that that wasn't quite right for your body. You can place the brick on top of your left knee this time and just rest your forehead there and breathe. Or you can start by placing your hands on the mat and then gently, slowly walking yourself forward, rounding through the spine. Sits bones stay connected to the floor. So if you find yourself folding forward, but your bum is up in the sky, move back out. Surrendering, unclenching your jaw, unfrowning your forehead. Feel the space between your shoulder blades open. Feel your spine lengthening. Gently start to walk yourself back up. Take your time. Straightening out the right leg. Maybe giving your left leg a little hand. Straightening out. Placing hands behind you, fingers point forward. And give it a shake. Ah, nice. All that strength. Then meet me on your back in Shavasana. We won't be here for long. However, if you're watching the recording, please press pause and stay here for as long as you want to. We'll be moving into a meditation after this. Unfrown your forehead and relax the space between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaws and let your tongue drop to the back of your mouth. Relax your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your hands, abdomen, hips, legs, and feet. And maybe now you have to release the space between your eyebrows again. Or unclench your jaw again. And every time, on every exhale, you're just relaxing and letting go. Gently start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. We're going to be moving into the meditation or stay in Shavasana for longer. When you're ready, stretch your hands overhead and give your body a big stretch, waking it up. Hugging the knees towards the chest and rolling onto your right hand side. When you feel ready, find your way to a comfortably seated position, either with legs crossed or sitting on top of the legs. You can have the eyes gently closed or have them open, focusing on one point in your room. Spine is straight, chest is nice and open, palms facing upwards for a more receptive experience or downwards for a more grounding sensation. So during this mindfulness meditation, we want to become super aware of everything that is happening inside of us and around us. So start to become conscious of the sounds that you're hearing. So maybe at first you're hearing one sound in your room. And then as you start to listen more carefully, you can hear more sounds. Become aware of the sensations in your body. I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes. So we want to become super aware of the present moment that we're in. So whatever it is that you're feeling or hearing, you can welcome it And as soon as your mind starts to wander, just like we did during our practice, bring your awareness back to the breath. It doesn't matter whether it happened once or 100 times. Every time it's coming back to the breath. Listening to the sounds close by and far away. What is happening in this present moment? Inhale and exhale. Gently start to deepen your breath and maybe make some small movements, touching fingertips to the thumbs or sliding your hands up and down your thighs a few times. So I hope you were able to really allow sounds and feelings and sensations to come in without the mind wandering. However, I want to remind you that this is a practice. So if it doesn't happen straight away, or if things don't instantly make sense, don't worry too much. Keep at it, and in time, things will start to click and fall into place. We all have days where everything works and you have a wonderful meditation. And then we have other days where just simply showing up was the most that you could do. And that's it, you're here, so you've done the hard work. If it feels comfortable for you, take the hands to the heart center, either in prayer or cover your heart, and then bow your head towards your heart. I want to invite you to think a kind thought or a compliment about yourself. Something simple or big. Doesn't necessarily have to be an accomplishment. Can be a compliment in regards to your personality or anything that you can think of. Something that you love about yourself. Gently take your head back up. Now think a kind thought about someone else, maybe a stranger, maybe someone that you love or someone that you dislike, because it's a great practice to send them some kindness too. And then release your hands down, gently open your eyes. I want to thank you for sharing your practice with me. As I said somewhere in this class, yoga is much more than just sitting on a piece of rubber doing some postures. So I really invite you to go and explore all the other sides to yoga. And I hope to see you again soon. Wishing you a lovely rest of your day or evening. Bye.